We're not going to get ourselves out of this by cutting interest rates. As a matter of fact, we're heading toward a recession if we don't begin to generate new jobs, we don't begin to invest in infrastructure, we don't begin to change the way we're approaching the economy. But let me go back to one of the things that hasn't been mentioned. One of the reasons why this is so severe, and no one saw it coming, is these hedge funds are unregulated. And the hedge funds went out there and they essentially bought up these mortgages. They're the ones going out and collecting on them. No one knew they owned all these things. We still don't know how much the exposure is. We don't have any idea. So there needs to be a whole lot more transparency. We didn't see this coming. Even notwithstanding, I agree with everything Chris said, but notwithstanding regulation, there was no way to know how these hedge funds bought up. How many do they have? $500 billion?
Whose fault is that, Senator?
Well, I think it's the fault of the failure to regulate. I happen to think they should be regulated. I think there should be transparency.
Congress?
Well, I think it's everybody's fault. I think what happened was you started off with the idea you got to have about $1 million to get into one of these things, and they figured, well, they're all big boys. If they in fact lose their money, they lose their money, and so we don't have to regulate that like to protect small investors. But the flip side of that is, we didn't know what they were doing was going out and using these subprime mortgages they purchased based upon to go out to borrow more money, to go out to invest in things that were solid. And now all of a sudden what's happening, the reason why this is such a big deal, the people who they went out and bought stock in the XYZ Corporation, they borrowed money based on the fact they had these subprime mortgages that weren't so hot, and now what's happening? Now those guys are saying, whoa, we want to collect on that. You don't have enough collateral there. And the whole economy, which Chris's point, is in a rippling effect here. Transparency is a big deal.